Okay, so I have another story today for you guys. I am going to get ready, and I am taking my 15-year-old to get her permit, try for her permit today. Kentucky just passed that where 15-year-olds can get their permit. They still have to have their permit for 6 months before they can get their license. But anyway, today is her day to go test, and hopefully she passes. But this story I'm going to tell you guys is something that happened when we were at Vero Beach a couple weeks ago. So you guys know that my son was playing baseball, and we went to Vero Beach for spring break. It was me, my son, and then we also had his friend with us, and my best friend, her son, her daughter, and then another girl who is also one of my son's friends, and then my best friend's daughter's friends. So anyway, I hope that all made sense, because I think as that came out, that sounded really weird. But anyway, so we get this Airbnb. I rented this Airbnb. So nice, and totally safe neighborhood. I mean, obviously I've never been to Vero Beach, but it seemed like a really safe neighborhood. So, there's cameras all around the house, and we go to a ball game. I think this was on Monday night, I'm pretty sure. We got there on Saturday. The game started on Sunday. So, I think this was the second day of the games, which was Monday. So, I don't even remember, what time we left the house. I think it was probably around maybe 3 to 3:30. I don't even remember. But, we assumed that we locked up and everything. And when we got back that night, it was probably about 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, it was late. But we come in, and the first thing we noticed that was off was one of the bedroom doors was shut. When you walk in, there's the master bedroom is to your left, and that door was shut. And just I don't know, something just felt really eerie when we walked in. And we knew we had not shut that door, so we're walking around, and I was so something, like I said, just felt really weird. So we go to check all the doors, and turns out the back door, which was in the laundry room door, the house has 2 back doors, but the laundry room back door was not locked. So we're at first we're just looking around the house, and then I call my husband, who is in Kentucky at the time, because he did not go with us. And he's we're looking through with him on the phone in case anything would happen. He would at least know and could call the cops. So he's no, you need to get off the phone and you need to call 911, have them come check the house. So we do that, and by then we're really freaked out. So we go and we sit back in our rental vehicle in the driveway, and we have the door locked, and we're just looking in the house, and I'm still on the phone with my husband. So my best friend, she called 911, and they're okay, well, we'll get officers sent there. And so we're just sitting in the van waiting, and we're literally just sitting in the van talking, looking around and everything, because of course we're freaked out. Obviously, we're 2 women with 2 teenage girls and a young boy with us. And so, we're a little freaked out. And so we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden one of the girls says, "Mom, Mom." And then at my friend's window, which she's in the driver's seat, is this cop. She literally starts screaming bloody murder. I think I thought I was the jumpiest person. Somebody can walk up behind me in the grocery store. I see them out of the corner of my eye, and I'm jumping, scared. And I thought I was bad. Oh no, I seen a whole new side of my best friend that night, one that I had never seen. And I'm telling you, her scream was blood curdling, and it probably lasted a good 30 seconds. Legit, that cop, if I had my phone out at the time to take his picture, his face, I can't even repeat it. Okay, I'm a very visual, facial expression type person, but his face. And I know he was just trying his best to keep it together and not laugh. So, like, all of a sudden, I look on my side of the window, and there's another cop, and he's just standing there, like, he just has this look, like, he is so annoyed. These women are crazy. What is going on? This can't be real life. And so, anyway, so my friend finally quits screaming, and, she opens her window, and so that one cop, he's like talking to us, what's going on, and we're telling him, we're here on spring break, we've never been here, we don't know the area. So then the cop on my side, he's like asking me questions, and he's like, well, this, I tell him this isn't a rental at an Airbnb, and he's like, well, you might want to call the owner, obviously there's cameras, so like they can check. And so that was like the next thing I did was I called the owner, and I'm on the phone with her telling her what happened and everything, and she's like, well, or I'm actually messaging her, sorry, I did not call her, she actually called me a little bit later, but I'm messaging her, telling her what's going on and everything. So, literally, those cops, like, one of the girls in the back, they were like, I say one of them because I don't remember which one said what at the time, it was just all, like, so, kind of traumatic, I guess you could say, in a way. And one of them said, Mom, there's no cop car. You need to make sure. Well, that cop hears him, and he's like, hey, we're really cops. We parked down the road. So, that's probably a standard thing in a case like that, because you don't want, like, if there is somebody in the house or somebody on the run, you obviously don't want them to see, that the cops are coming. And there was, like, no lights when they came down the road. So they're still talking to us at the van, and we're sitting there, still really freaked out. And they're like, well, okay, we're going to go in, but we're waiting on another cop to come who's a female. So she finally comes. We see her actually pull down the road. And because she comes in, like, the opposite way that they came in. So we are sitting there, and he's like, well, okay, we're gonna go in and we're gonna check the house out and everything, make sure everything's okay. So that's part one of my story, but again, my video is gonna be too long because I talk too much and I have ADHD, so like I can't get a story out like that. Okay, so part one, make sure you come back for part two because it's really good.